Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the very first episode of the 5 o'clock podcast, where we will be learning to make better decisions in life. I'm Alex, short for Alexander. This very first episode will be about the willpower, or the power of will. I mostly will refer to the book The Willpower Instinct by the brilliant Kelly McGonnigal. What is willpower? Mechanism? Resource? Abstract? How do we relate and apply? To get the idea, let's step back a bit and remember that we are animals. We are simple living creatures deep within. And as such, our purpose is to live, preserve our species, and reproduce. To do this effectively and efficiently, we gotta spend energy efficiently, i.e., the less, the better. So, fewer actions that don't move us towards our aim are encouraged. Now, what are the essential actions in this case? The basics: breathe, drink, eat, sleep, and reproduce. And the next level: oppose or avoid threat. Real threat or imaginary, your brain just doesn't care. What that means is that anything else requires certain effort to perform, and this effort drains something, so that we cannot try harder anymore at some point. What it drains is the willpower. Laziness. We all know somebody lazy, right? And it appears from the above, those people are just saving energy. But why? And what for? Basically, it's not that they don't do anything. They are still fulfilling the basic needs, also do some other essential activities like watching YouTube, drinking beer, but those are not the basics. Yet still, something in the brain allows spending energy on those. That's simply because no decision is required there. No will application, just a reaction, sometimes a habit. Only deliberate proactive decisions require willpower. And those are: I will do it, I won't do it, and I want it. Ever felt like I don't want anymore? That's it. And so it happened that only Homo sapiens does that, and some other closest apes. What unites us is the prefrontal cortex, and it appears to be the exact organ that regulates proactive decisions. When damaged, it turns the living being into a primal animal, sometimes into a plant. There is a clear connection between the cortex and proactive choices that benefit the person too. In 1972, a Stanford professor, Walter Mischel, led a study on delayed gratification. Kids were given choice between one marshmallow immediately or two if they waited for some time. And in the later follow-up studies, it was learned that those kids who chose to wait and get two rewards were overall more successful in their lives. In other words, their decisions were better. Now, the prefrontal cortex means a lot, but it's still just a part of the system and won't work well if the system doesn't. The energy reserves in our body are the sugar level in blood. And no, sweet tooth guys will not be willpower titans. But if, on the contrary, the sugar level in blood drops, we get less willpower to use. And by raising that level back to normal, we replenish these batteries. Slept badly, get a lower overall energy. Tired, there goes your will. Well, enough ways to spend or replenish. How about the general amount? How much willpower do we have? Well, no exact measure. But what we know for sure is that the willpower is similar to a muscle. It can be trained, and it does get weaker if it has no use. So, what thing should we put our efforts on in order to pump it up? Few options to consider. 1. Basically, make conscious decisions and relate to them. Analyze. Reflect, learn. 2. Train awareness. Just add an extra step between feeling like doing something and actually doing it. 3. Meditate, consciously and consistently. Almost any method proves to work. 4. Go in for some sports. Enough said. 5. Change, break, or acquire some simple habits. This adds up greatly over time. We'll unravel it in the next episode. 6. Sleep, sleep good, and sleep enough. 7. Hydrate. And last but not the least, resolve. It proved to be closely connected with the willpower, being partially its derivative. Or, in other words, to be courageous, consider the previously mentioned points in this episode, or one day you will fail to show your courage because of the ill will. You still are not being a coward, but how does anyone differ? I hope you enjoyed listening and reflecting on this topic like I did. Thank you so much for bearing with me till the end. Next episode will cover habits. See you there. Stay awake and aware. Make better decisions.